people to play their role, and knowing that like mom's behind the scenes of the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like crazy to even like say this, but like someone besides the team and everyone like that, like someone I've become very close to very quickly since mom left was a former troll. Someone that's trolled us since 2019, and until I had like a 4-hour conversation with her, which I've talked about on this show a few months ago, like it clicked with her that like I told her, I'm like, I don't care what you think of mom, or that you just think that she was someone special, if you don't see her as God, whatever, that we're not here to shove that down anybody's throat. However, she deserves respect for what she went through, no matter what you think she is or is not. It's not up to you. And I feel, you know, someone like that who had to dig themselves and realize like they were on the wrong side and the wrong team, and all it took was accountability and an apology that really didn't even need to happen, just accountability. And now that's someone that I'm very close to, and I'm grateful that she's a friend and she's a beautiful being inside and out, but it was just a role she had to play. She had to go into that darkness to realize that she was being manipulated and gaslit and told lies that pissed her off, that weren't true about us, and it calmed her down to actually talk to me, which she had never been able to do before, and get our story, because that's been the biggest thing is like, you can think mom's this or that or whatever, like, but most people, like all those people that troll us and all those the articles that are written about mom, it's like, if you don't realize and you haven't seen what's going on the inside, or you don't feel it, like you don't really know. Or if you haven't talked to us, you don't understand what's going on, because there's so many people where like they meet us and they're so taken aback, they don't know, they spin, because it's like we're so what you would see as normal in 3D eyes, but we just see mom as who she is, and that's that's real.
It's the funniest part.
But that's what scares them, is like people have come over, like whatever, and they hang out with us and they realize like we're not crazy, but as soon as they realize that, their ego goes into hyperdrive of like, oh my god, like this woman could be God, like
because
look at these people.
It contradicts it shakes their belief system, and that's the easiest part, and that's what we've been learning also as a team, is like we're all so sensitive that we all pick up everything. Like, try living in a house with people who are just as fucking energetically sensitive as you. It's very challenging, because we all hear all thoughts.
That's George.
We feel all emotions in the field. We not only do that, but we have our own stuff, and then you have collective energy coming in. And what the energy will always try to do is pit anyone against someone else. It's always going to try to create separation in some way, shape, or form. And what we're learning and have learned, of course, on this mission, as well as like we have to be in a constant state of communication with one another, because that energy is always trying to penetrate. And we also have to not take anything personally, and that's why mom trained us so heavily on that, because the second that you perceive something in someone else, right? It could be anything, and you start taking it personal, you will immediately be sucked in by your ego. Will create a judgment, it will create an assumption, it will create an opinion, and before you know it, you've created this whole scenario about what's going on with someone else and what they did and what energy they have and what they said. And really, until when you talk about it out loud, you realize that none of those assumptions or judgments or opinions were actually real. It was all within your mind. But that's why the trolls are so afraid to speak to us. That's why those people that judge us so heavily are so afraid to talk to us, to face the illusions that they've created. Because once you do, your illusions will be shattered. And there's a reason they're hanging on to them, because it's easy to hate us. It's easy to have a judgment and a belief system and an opinion that makes you feel better about yourself. It's easy to think that you're a great person and you're the savior, and we are some dangerous cult brainwashing people. Like, it's real easy to create that to make you feel like you're so great. You're just doing the good deed of the world by attacking us. And when you speak to us, and obviously we, at some point, the truth always comes out. And when that belief system is shattered, that will be the most painful, death and rebirthing process that everybody goes through, is the death of your own illusions, and realizing that evil, that energy that you were attacking so heavily within other people, thinking that you were saving the day, you were defeating an evil. That evil, that demon, is you. You just couldn't see it. So you were creating it externally, and that's a heavy day of revelation when you realize that demon is you. That's your mind. It's not you, it's your mind, but it's within you. Judgment Day comes at some point.